Okay, welcome in to Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs. There he is, the amazing Brick Man, and PJ. We're here today, and let me tell you, we have so much to get to, Victor. There's so much going on in NFL and Dodgers and baseball and lots of stuff. But let's start with the NFL. What do you say? How you doing?
PJ, I am fabulous. I just wanted to wish a very happy birthday to my sister,
Oh,
Pat Haber. She is incredible, one of my idols of all time. So sweet and so talented and so wonderful. And if you're in New York on a Sunday, Pat Haber will be selling her amazing vintage clothes on Columbus Avenue and 78th Street. If
wow.
you're looking for a great Euro jacket,
Mm-hmm.
some denim, a great denim jacket, maybe a Ralph Lauren from the 70s or mink. You want a piece of beautiful vintage fur. There she is, Pat Haber, my amazing sister. So happy birthday, Pat Haber. We love you. And she is one of my inspirations and forever will be. A gong me, you. Happy birthday, Pat.
Happy birthday, Pat. We met in New York when we were there doing a broadcast
Yes.
one time, and she's fabulous. She took us all around to the fun places, and she really knows the ins and outs there. So, obviously, yeah, if you're in New York, stop in, see Pat Haber, wish her a happy birthday, and
I
also
will.
buy one of those. Now, I hope that T-shirt isn't from her vintage store, Vic.
Actually, it's not. It's one of my original uh, burst through the burst through the gateless gates
There you go.
T-shirts of my Zen philosophy
Yes.
with a beautiful Japanese Tory. We'll get to sumo. We'll get to
Oh, we
sumo.
get the sumo. The
It's
diapered ones are
an
coming for sure.
incredible,
Yes.
incredible 2 weeks is coming to a close today in Nagoya, Japan. But first off, the NFL
Whoa.
training camps. Are you ready for some football? It's in the blood. It's in the air.
Here we
And
go.
PJ, the injuries are already mounting up. Why do they play their regulars? Joe Mixon is out. Houston Texans with the foot.
Wow.
Burks breaks his collarbone for or Tennessee on a fly pattern.
Yeah.
Uh, Matthew Stafford's got an angry back. He's going to miss all of next week's practice with the Rams. Why, PJ? Why
I
do
tell
you play your regulars in any physical contacts? At least the first, 3 weeks of practice. I don't get it. This is
yeah.
insane. It happens every year. There's going to be more injuries. It's just not going to be Joe Mixon, and Burks, and Matthew Stafford. There's going to be a lot more. This makes me nuts.
Well, especially when we know, I mean, there are obviously the majority of players do the right thing. They train all year. They're stretched. They're ready, and aside from a freak accident, most of them do pretty well. But there's a good majority that does nothing, takes the time off. And so then what you're saying makes total sense because you bring them back, you start them out, even though they start out slowly, and they're getting injured right away because they haven't done the rigors of that. They should only do Pilates for the first
Yeah.
3 weeks
Yes.
when they come back. They should stretch, get their spine straight, get all their muscles ready to go, then start doing it. Because otherwise, this is what's happening. And, a lot of these guys just, and we're going to talk about this, they're making huge money and now they're sitting on the bench, probably won't start, some of them. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the whole thing needs to change in terms of getting these guys in and right into football. No, get them in and treat them like they haven't done anything for the, 4 months they've been off, because that's the truth with most of them. So get them in, stretch them, do the right thing, and bring them slowly through.
An old school. I mean, I can remember, back in the day when they had two-a-days, and it was crazy, crazy physical.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember all these injuries. I know there was a quota. There was
Yeah.
always some injuries, but two-a-days. It was nuts. Back in the 70s and the 80s. Right now there's no such thing as two-a-days, but still, it's so physical. It's so violent.
It's
And
violent.
Sean McVay is a genius. The Rams head coach. He doesn't play his starters ever
Of course.
in the preseason. No team should play their starters in the preseason. the only preseason relevance is maybe guys looking to be the number 54 on the squad. You
Yeah,
know, the last few guys fighting for a job. But you don't put your regulars in because it's such a high risk, and you're paying them incredible money, and they
yep.
deserve more money, of course. So we'll get to that, but they should all just be chilling, like you say, Pilates, maybe some hard stretching, but don't put them into action,
No,
especially for a second week of practice. This,
come on,
it's crazy already. But
crazy.
already, PJ, the fans are wild.
I know.
They're up in Oxnard
Yeah.
with the Cowboys, and Jerry Jones is
Oh
getting
yeah.
booed. They were booing Jerry when he was addressing the crowd, saying, "Pay Micah, pay Micah." Why doesn't he pay Micah Parsons, their defensive juggernaut? He wants T.J. Watt money. I think he's making like 20. He wants 40. He deserves 40. This guy is the fulcrum of the Dallas Cowboy defense, and you're making Micah Parsons hang. And this is the Dallas way. They don't pay their superstars until like the very end of the training camp. Just take care of them. You're going to pay them everywhere anyway.
Yeah.
You pay Dak. You went nuts with Dak. You made Dak the highest paid quarterback in the league, I think. So why aren't you paying Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones? You got to change the philosophy. Pay your superstars, pay your players. Jerry Jones. You see the brick?
There it is. There's the brick.
You freak of the gong me, you. Jerry, pay your players.
I mean, maybe it's if you look at it in hindsight, I think there's a couple things in play. First of all, I think Jerry does this because he wants the media attention. He wants to be in front of the microphones every day with people asking him what's going on with last year it was Dak. To the
Right.
day before he started, then he upped what, 240 million. And then now with Micah, he's going to come with 110 million guaranteed plus more and a 42 million or whatever it's going to be a season, which is crazy numbers. But Micah certainly deserves it. It's just that he likes the limelight. He wants these cameras and lights around him. He wants to be talking about this. He doesn't care that it costs him more because if he would have signed him before TJ Watt, then he doesn't have to try to go beyond TJ Watt. So these things, are hanging out there, but I don't think the guy cares. But maybe, Vic, maybe there's some brilliance in this other than that because look, Micah, not playing, these big players not playing, they're safe. They're safe. And Jerry did say the other day, he said, um, who's he talking about? One of his players, and then he was talking about just players in general. And he said, you pay these guys huge money, they get hurt before the season starts, and they're out. So maybe in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I keep him on the bench until, I pay him when the time comes. At least I know he starts the season ready to go.
Yeah, but Jerry's problem is he's critiquing Micah and misinterpreting it and really not even comprehending his season last year, saying he missed 6 games. He said Micah missed 6 games. He didn't miss 6 games. I think he missed 4 games. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a gigantic difference.
Yeah.
4 and 6. So already he doesn't even understand the power and the relevance and the how important Micah is to the
Yeah.
defense. The Cowboys are not America's team anymore.
Yeah.
They're
No.
almost irrelevant.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know
they,
if they're even Dallas's team anymore.
they haven't won a playoff game in what, 15 years? I mean,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like they haven't won a playoff game, you know, like the Steelers. And these are the two squads who, people believe are America's teams.
Right.
Yes, they're incredible franchises over, the last 40, 50 years,
Yeah.
helping shape the league. But right now, 2025, they're not relevant. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 15 years. The
No.
Cowboys haven't won a playoff game in 15 years. The Cowboys, aren't going to win the division. Obviously, Philadelphia is far and away the best team,
Oh,
in that division and the reigning, champions of the league. So, Jerry, pay your guys, man. Get the Cowboys relevant again. And football is great when the Cowboys are great. When the Steelers are great. The Ravens are always good. When the Rams are on top. When the Raiders are on top. That's when the league is fabulous. And speaking of the Raiders, that AFC West, PJ, you called it early. You went with the Broncos even
Yeah,
before this preseason starts. The Broncos are tough. They're the sexy pick to
yeah.
win that division
I
because
think they're done.
Kansas City is done.
Yeah.
Let's face it,
Oh yeah.
their Super Bowl days are over. They're done. Mahomes is still good, but he has no targets anymore.
No.
Kelsey had a horrific year, but he's going to do one more year because he can't end on such a fiasco in the Super Bowl that he personally enjoyed or didn't enjoy. He probably hated it.
Maybe.
Even though Taylor Swift was on his case for that. Says,
Yeah.
says Kelsey, what are you doing? But bottom line is, Kansas City is not going to win that AFC West.
I don't
That's
think
just
so.
there's too many strong teams right now,
Yeah.
especially your Denver Broncos.
Yes. Yeah.
Nick's in his second year. Bo Nick's second year. He's got the system down. He's not learning it anymore. Their defense is sensational. The Bronco defense, the whole team upgraded
That
over
really.
the offseason. So
Yeah.
your Broncos are tough. How about the Chargers with Jimmy Harbaugh?
Hmm.
Second year, proven winner. Another. He went to the Super Bowl. Obviously, Peyton's won a Super Bowl. Um, Pete Carroll has won a Super Bowl. And this is the AFC West,
Yeah.
and this is who they are.
Yeah.
But the Chargers very strong in terms of their running game, the offensive line. I believe is a strong point. Still don't have wide receivers
They
for
lost
Herbert.
one too. So
Mike
yeah.
Williams retired.
Yeah.
Mike Williams retired. So really, it's McConkey and who?
Yeah.
Johnston's been a disappointment, a number one pick. Herbert's got to step up.
Yeah.
Herbert has been, I believe, very disappointing. But again, I'm going to give him some leeway. He's got no wideouts to
Right.
throw to.
Right.
Maybe Allen comes back. I don't know. I think the Vikings are after Allen. Allen was great for 8 years. Left the team with the Chicago was a bust because Chicago offense was a bust. But Allen, it might be available again to come back. But Herbert's got to step up.
Yeah.
I like Herbert, but what's he done? Has he won a playoff game? No.
No.
Very disappointing playoff loss last year to Houston.
Yeah.
So I believe Justin Herbert. This is the year of Justin Herbert. He's got to elevate his game. Now he's got a nice running game. That offensive line should be clicking. With Joe Alt, and Slater. They got a nice running offense.
They do.
Very strong. Harbaugh stresses that they're going to be tough. They got a nice, swarming young defense. But Herbert's got to step up. Raiders. That's the team that's so fascinating, PJ.
I know it is.
Pete
I know.
Carroll, 73 years, fresh, creative, and free man. He's worth at least 3 or 4 victories. I see the Raiders winning 9 games, 9-8. I will not vacillate.
No, I think you're right. I think they step up. Obviously, I don't think they get to any playoff games, but I think you're right. I think they step up and win 8, 9 games, and it's going to be because of Carroll, and they've got Jonty now. They're gonna,
Aston Jonty, man,
yeah,
he
Carroll
could be
loves to run.
unbelievable. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a great draft pick.
great draft pick.
Geno Smith is the key. Remember,
Yeah,
Geno was rejuvenated by Pete Carroll in Seattle, when
right.
no one knew Geno Smith was even in the league,
Yep.
and he has a sensational, campaigns with Pete up in Seattle, with the Seahawks,
Oh
and
yeah.
now he's got him with the Raiders. And let's face it, watch out for the Raiders. But again, you got your Broncos, you got your Chargers, you got your Chiefs. AFC West is fully loaded, PJ.
Tough division. Tough division.
Right?
I think, honestly, Vic, I think we all have our picks. I think it'll boil down to injuries because it's so close. It's such a tight horse race in that division that it's going to boil down to injuries. Whoever can stay healthy out of those big three, you know, removing the Raiders because I don't think they've got a chance to get there. But the top three, I think whomever stays the healthiest is going to win that division.
And it is nuts. I am already foaming at the mouth for the AFC West. And how about the sidebar stories uh,
Yeah.
coming out of the camps are fun. Now, remember,
Hmm.
Terry Bradshaw attacked Aaron Rodgers. He said, "Go chew on bark.
Yeah.
Come to California." Like totally degrading his presence as a Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback.
Right.
Totally got on his case, and finally, Aaron Rodgers has responded to the attacks of Terry Bradshaw, saying he doesn't even know me. But
No.
I respect him. I respect what he did for the league on, shoulders of giants. Bart Starr in the '60s, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, all the quarterbacks I respect and I love. And he says, "Listen, I would just like him to get to know me. Give me a call. Let's talk." So
I
Aaron Rodgers is open to Terry Bradshaw.
I thought it was very classy. I mean,
Yes,
he didn't strike back. I mean, the Terry went after him and made a reference about California because he's a California boy, right? Aaron Rodgers
right.
could go chew on some bark. Terry doesn't realize he's been chewing on the likes of Danica Patrick and others, who's much healthier and much more enviable than chewing on bark. But anyway, the point is that I liked the way Aaron responded back. I I know I'm in the minority. I believe that, and again, barring injury, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers are going to have an amazing season. I think they're built to have it now. I see everything falling into place. It's kind of go time from coaching down in terms of who's going to be there next year after this. Everything could change if something big doesn't happen this year. So the pressure's on everyone. And I just see Rodgers has enough outlets now to throw to. They got a pretty strong running game. Not the greatest, but strong enough. They've improved their line. They got TJ Watt ready to roll. I, and again, barring injury, I think that Aaron is going to have a pretty good season. I really do.
Well, let's face it. The Steelers upgraded the quarterback because you don't want Kenny Pickett
Yeah.
taking his snaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got TJ Watt now, fully signed, fully loaded, ready to
Yep.
go. They'll make the playoffs, but will they lose again in the first round? But they have the Ravens number, it seems. Even though Ravens will win that conference, but
Yep.
they seem to have they seem to beat the Ravens. They still can beat the Ravens. That's the most physical matchup, in the NFL. Ravens Steelers, Steelers Ravens. That game is nutty, furious, physical, crazy. Will always be. There's just a tradition of those two teams. And Baltimore is strong, but still the Steelers have their number, I believe. But the Steelers don't win playoff games. They haven't won in what, 15 years? Like I said, just
Yeah.
like the Cowboys, you've got to win playoff games. And who wins playoff games? That's so difficult to do.
Yeah.
But they still haven't gotten to that level of a first round playoff win. And maybe it is Aaron Rodgers' time. Maybe Aaron. Remember, he threw for almost 4,000 yards with the horrific Jets last year. He
Yeah.
started every game. He
Yeah.
started all 17 games.
Right.
So Aaron Rodgers, with the Steelers, with the weapons, with the organization, with the great head coach Mike Tomlin. Who knows, PJ? You're right. Maybe they could make some sort of impact, win a playoff game, and get Pittsburgh back, some of his former glory. But
I think so.
speaking
Yeah.
of glory, these guys are glorious. So they're severely underpaid. And I'm talking about the NFL players.
Oh yeah.
The franchises are off the hook, billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of equity in the franchises, and the players don't get a piece. I mean, they're lucky to get a guaranteed contract. Their union has been horrific, over the years.
Yeah.
It's the worst contract in all sports, and yet they get a bone. They get thrown a bone by getting playoff tickets, Super Bowl tickets, to do with them what they will. And okay, they scalp them because maybe they can't get to the game. A relative, isn't there for them, to get to the game. They can't go, so they scalp the tickets. They make a couple dollars. That's fine. They were given to them by the NFL, but no. Now they're getting fined because apparently there's some sort of loophole in league rules that you can't sell Super Bowl tickets. So over 100 players are being fined for selling their Super Bowl tickets. I find that disgraceful. I find it criminal. And to the NFL, give your players a break. They're already severely underpaid, and every day they're within a heartbeat of getting their career over. One play. That's all it takes in the NFL.
That's it.
One bad cut, can just screw up your knee.
Yep.
Give them a break. If you give them Super Bowl tickets, let them sell off at 10 times face value. Who cares? NFL. See the brick. You see it.
There it
Let the
is.
players sell their Super Bowl tickets. You see the brick. And then you
Ah,
gong the ukes.
nicely thrown, Vic. Very nice. You really hit the target there.
She's the best.
I and Ukes is the best on that gong. I got to get, after the show, we got to ask her, does Gong go in bed too? Does she gong you? I mean, what goes on?
But we gong before we go to sleep. This is
Okay.
true. We got
So she
the
doesn't actually
ceremonial
take the
gong
gong under
throughout the
the,
Zendo. Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely hit
Okay.
and resonates throughout the neighborhood. People like it.
Oh man. Yeah. So one more thing in the NFL, it's just driving me crazy is Micah Parsons, of course, but also Terry with the Commanders.
Oh, McLaren,
Yeah. I
the
mean,
wideout. Yeah, I think he
this is
just reported back
crazy.
to camp. I think he's back in camp,
He
but
is
he's not
back in camp,
signed.
but he's
Yeah,
not
with
signed.
Washington. Yeah,
But why? I mean, he was the fabric that held that team together last year, and he is this year too. So why? The only point I have is why create hostility and anger between the coaches and the players, or in the locker room, wherever it happens to be? Why not? You're going to sign them. Why not sign them like we were talking about and keep that hostility out of there? Keep everybody going in the same direction. You know, this is it's ridiculous to me, but there is another one not signed.
exactly. Jaden Daniels, second year, he needs continuity.
Yeah,
He had an amazing rookie year. Let's face
yeah,
it. Don Washington had an insane season. But
insane.
second year,
Yeah,
you fall into that sophomore slump.
yep.
It's historic. It happens that the second year, sometimes the rookie quarterback who has a fabulous rookie year falls into some bad habits. So you need McLaren. I mean, Jaden needs McLaren. Let's face it. And Washington needs every weapon they can get. I'm
They need
surprised.
them all.
Magic Johnson's part of that ownership group.
I know.
Irv's
I
got to
know.
step up and say, "Listen, fellas, we got to pay McLaurin. We got
Yeah.
he's a sensational weapon. We pay him. So I think Irvin's got to step up. The
Oh
great
yeah, he'll
Irvin Magic
step up.
Johnson. If
He'll
he's off his
sell. He'll sell
if
one.
he's off the yacht yet, in the I'm not sure. He's somewhere off the coast of Sicily right now. I'm
You
not sure.
can't
Somewhere.
find him. Years ago, I used to see him in Gold's Gym all the time. I talked to him. He was great, fantastic. But now, I mean, he
He's
doesn't.
on the yacht.
He's on a yacht. But speaking of Gold's Gym and someone we wanted just to
Ah, great
take,
transition.
yes, take 60 seconds maybe to Hulk Hogan, one of our friends and just loved by everybody and just a real talent and an amazing person. Nothing off camera like he was on camera. Very sweet guy, very easygoing, and on camera, of course, he was another picture. But a tragedy that he lost his life, had a heart attack and passed away. So we miss him.
Hulkamania.
Yeah.
Hulkamania. He defined and really epitomized sports entertainment. He put that wrestling association, WWE, WWF, whatever he touched, turned to gold
Yeah.
because he was the ultimate entertainer. He was the ultimate communicator.
Yes.
The passion, the charisma, off the freaking charts.
Oh,
No one had it. I mean, he wasn't the greatest wrestler, but
no.
he was the greatest
Showman.
entertainment,
He
the
was the
greatest
showman.
showman wrestler of all time.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I remember some of those great bouts. I mean, I was raised on wrestling. I love wrestling. Growing up in Queens, New York, Sunnyside Garden, the old Sunnyside Garden. There's a lot of matches there. First, Madison Square Garden became,
Yeah.
the hub. But when he fought Andre the Giant, maybe in the '90s,
Yeah.
that match when he did the lift of Andre the Giant, who was a towering man, 500 pounds, 6'9". He picks Andre the Giant up, who'd never been picked up in
Yeah.
his life, maybe by his mother when he was young, in France. Maybe she picked up on young Andre. But there is Hulkster picking up Andre the Giant, body slamming Andre the Giant, and then the flying elbow to finish it off.
Oh
And
yeah.
then Hulkamania going nuts, and just, that was what the match of my life, because
Oh,
I loved Andre the Giant and I really liked Hulk. But then when
yeah.
Hulk body slammed, Andre,
Giant.
and then when he met The Rock,
Yeah.
that was
Right.
another incredible match.
Yeah.
He lost to The Rock, but his defining moment was he competed with The Rock. It was a sensational match with The Rock.
Yep.
And people say, Hulk Hogan is the face of wrestling.
He,
He might have lost to The Rock, but he was the face of wrestling. And he had some incredible international bouts in Japan, which
oh yeah.
many people did not see. But I remember them. I think with Tensu, he had some amazing matches in Japan. And of course, matches with the Ultimate Warrior, back in the USA. But I know, PJ, you had some contact, with Hulk. What were your experiences with the great Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, with a story that I always remember about Hulk, and he would come into the studio a lot. We'd
Yes.
interview him. We had great fun with him. We did some events with him, some promotions and stuff. And I saw him again. He was one of the regulars at Gold's Gym. So I did know him much more than just in passing. We'd talk, we'd laugh, we'd do all that. But he told me this one story, I'm sure it's all over the internet, but when he did the Stallone movie, Rocky, where
Rocky
he
three.
when he
Rocky
was
three.
yeah, when he was in the ring with Stallone and they're moving around and Stallone says, "I really want you to hit me." And Hulk said, laughing, he said, "You really don't want me to hit you." But he said, "You really don't want me to." And he said, Stallone would not stop. He said, "I want it on camera. I want one good hit." He said, "If I hit you as hard as I can, I could kill you." And he was being serious. He said, Stallone said, "Give me 50%. Hit me with 50% on camera." So, fights on. He hits him with 50%. You watch him go, you can see it in the movie. He goes straight down, his lip hits Hulk's boot. So Stallone comes up bleeding, you know. And by
Ooh.
the way, Stallone loved all of this, but he was dazed. You could see in his eyes and his face, he kind of stumbled to his feet. He was totally dazed, but Stallone, thanked him afterwards. He said that was the best camera stuff ever, but it took him a while to get his feet under him. Just a funny story though. Hulks knew how strong he was. And Stallone to ask for even 50% was a lot, but he got it, and you can see it. Watch the movie. So good times with him always. Big,
Hulkamania is eternal.
yeah, yeah,
He is the foundation of professional wrestling and
yeah,
one of the greatest entertainers of our time and space.
yeah.
Uh, my very vivid experience. I cut a 1-800 loan mark commercial,
Oh,
maybe 20 years ago with Hulk. Just
that's
pure one take, boom, out. It was just
yeah,
so professional. Again, charisma
yeah,
off the freaking charts. We miss
yeah,
you, Hulk.
yeah.
Uh, Professional wrestling is again a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you can thank Hulk Hogan, for building it and
Yes.
being the foundation. Amazing. Uh,
Amazing.
from Hulk, we have to talk another foundation of baseball right now, Ohtani-san
Oh,
of the
of course.
Dodgers. We're gonna talk some Ohtani-san.
Yes.
Gang me, Ukes.
There it is.
Ohtani-san. 5 home runs in 5 games, 5 consecutive games.
Yeah.
6 home runs in 7 games. Ties the Dodger record with the 5 home runs in the 5 games. 38 homers, as we stream.
Yeah.
This is an amazing year. Bit of a slump with the average, but who cares? He's still incredible at the plate, and he's pitching. PJ's last outing, 44
Oh,
pitches, three
pure,
innings, one,
pure,
you know,
pure.
no runs.
Yeah.
A little shaky, a lot of traffic. Like he had more traffic than the 405, but yet he
Yeah.
worked out of it, which
Yeah.
is a good sign. He worked out of traffic. I think he gave up one hit, but a couple of walks. Wasn't sharp, but still,
I think,
Ohtani is a weapon for the Dodgers
oh,
in the playoffs,
yeah.
PJ.
And that's all they're looking for him for. They're not looking for him to do anything except just, like you say, build up innings and get to the playoffs, and then they're going to turn him loose in the playoffs. And he is a huge weapon. He's a huge weapon in the playoffs. So it's going to be fun and interesting to see. I wish I know he's hot. The Dodgers are not, and Dodgers are struggling, and they've been struggling ever since Muncy went out because Muncy doesn't get enough credit. But you and I have talked about that before, but he is the anchor of that squad. And Otani-san, of course, is the premier leader and icing on the cake for sure. But you got to have somebody like Muncy in there holding it together in the middle. It's not happening, So they're
Well,
losing these games.
exactly, PJ. Max Muncy was the key to their beautiful stretch when he was going nuts for those 2 months. And when Muncy went out, the lineup suddenly is very thin, especially at the back again, because Edmonds been, Tommy's been in the slump. They brought up Ruiz. I'm seeing Ruiz getting these key at bats. Yeah, he's getting a couple of walks, but this is a weak Dodger end of the lineup. And when you have Mookie in his worst year, as a
Oh,
Mookie,
yeah,
um, he just can't hit this year. I don't know what it is. It's just he'll find his way because he's Mookie,
yeah.
but Mookie hasn't hit. Freddie's you know gaining the swing a little bit, getting a couple hits a game lately, but he's still searching for the way. Um, Teoscar in Boston had a Boston, Teo party with a couple home runs. So hopefully, Teoscar finds his stroke because he's been in a deep slump.
Deep slump.
Bless Will Smith, America's catcher, MVP of that team.
Yes.
No doubt would be Will Smith, catching brilliantly. Uh, Defensively, he's a genius. Offensively, leading the league in hitting, leading the league in guys with runners on scoring position. He's with runners with two strikes. He's leading the league. And Will Smith, this is his time. He's been unbelievable. But the back of the lineup is not. Kim, bless his heart,
Oh,
love his speed, but he's not a power hitter.
no. Jim
League is
needs to
solving
spend
him.
all his time learning how to bunt. He needs to learn how to bunt.
Why not?
He can run out any bunt. If he gets it down, he's a left-handed hitter, Vic. All he's got to do is hit it down the right field line, and he's on. They can't get him, but he can't bunt. I've seen him try before. Uh, Dodgers need remedial help in bunting, in base running. They get thrown out a lot, and they let the wrong guys run. I mean, God bless Freddie Freeman, but he should not be ever trying to stretch it to third. He's done it twice in the last couple of weeks, been thrown out both times and stopped rallies. I mean,
Exactly. Why are they running Freddie Freeman? I
I
mean,
just
he's a
don't know.
hard.
He,
His
he
ankle's
looks
on
like he has
his ankle
cement
from
shoes
hell.
on. Yeah.
He can't, he's an ankle from hell. Why are you pushing Freddie? To run exactly, PJ.
It's,
Every time I'm looking up, Freddie's out at home. Freddie's out at third. Why is he running? I
I don't
mean,
know who's in charge of that. It's supposed to be the third base coach. I'm wondering about these coaches that are sending them or stopping them when they could get to third, the right runner. They put their stop sign up so they don't let them run through. I mean, these are the differences in games. Like,
exactly. These are the nuances of baseball.
yeah, yeah,
Getting thrown out, out of base, being the second out at third or whatever it is.
yes,
Dino Ebel, the greatest third base coach, in the league. But you know, enough with Freddie running. I've had it with Freddie Freeman running. I mean, he's a great. We love him hitting. He had the game-winning hit. Uh, got the Dodgers off on the road trip on the right foot. But still,
no,
don't run Freddie.
no,
Concentrate on your bullpen.
yeah,
PJ's bullpen. We got Blake Trinan's coming back.
yes,
That's the great news for the Dodgers. He's a
yeah,
stopper. He
oh
can
yeah,
be a closer. I don't think Dave Roberts will use him as a closer when he first comes in, getting him some high leverage, but not closing. Kasparius got his first ever save, which I loved seeing.
yeah.
Emmett Sheehan had a nice start in Boston as
He
well.
did, yeah.
Glasnow's pitching well his first couple starts. He's been electric. 12 strikeouts in his last start. So starting pitching will come around when Snell comes back. So starting pitching, I believe they're going to be okay. Dustin May, I wouldn't trade him
Yeah,
right
no,
now for anybody because you need
no.
pitching. I wouldn't trade
Yeah.
any starting pitcher.
Don't
That's,
trade those. Yeah, we
you
got
know,
to have pitching.
if you're looking for a relief pitcher, because you can't have enough relief pitching, it seems.
Right.
Everyone's out. From Evan Phillips, to Brewster Gratterall. These guys, I don't know if Evan's coming back. I don't know if Brewster is coming back.
I
Uh,
don't. Yeah.
this is so crazy. Now, Tanner Scott's out.
Yeah.
This is his elbow. Who knows? They say it'll be 15 days for Tanner
Huh.
Scott to close it, but I prefer him out. I mean, he's been blowing saves left and right.
I was gonna say he's not helping.
And
He's not.
AJ Yates is a question mark. These
Yeah.
guys, they spent 20, 30, $40 million in the offseason. They've been busts.
Yeah.
Basically, Tanner Scott leads the league in blown saves. Yates is a question mark every time he comes out there. He's
Yeah.
walking. He's walking guys like crazy. Boatloads of guys he's walking.
Yeah.
You can't have that, and you can't have guys like they've already got rid of Trevino, who I liked. I like Trevino. Now they got Klein coming in,
No.
and now they got these guys I never heard. Rodriguez. I don't know. Rodriguez is coming in. I don't even know who these people are.
They have a Diaz that just checked in.
I like Diaz.
Yeah, he's not bad.
A
He
good call,
just
PJ.
yeah, he just needs a little more time, but he's pretty good. So I think that's kind of, one of those could be the glittering spot.
Henriquez, is it Henriquez? He also just came in. He gets a
Yeah,
couple outs
yeah,
in Boston, but I don't know over the sands of time,
yeah,
which the season is. It's a crazy marathon. Maybe these guys will step up, take the opportunity to
yes.
become a major leaguer. This is your opportunity, guys. Get some key outs. They can do it,
They,
but obviously the Dodgers, every lead now is fragile.
yeah,
It's fragile. The bullpen used to be locked down. The dogs
yeah,
used to come out. Remember, the
right,
dogs used to come out,
right.
get those last nine outs.
Oh yeah,
Only Vesia and
no,
Bonda, but you can't pitch those guys every day. You got to
right,
rest Vesia. You got to rest Bonda.
yeah,
They can't pitch every day.
no,
So they got the most overworked bullpen in baseball, the Dodgers,
yep.
and that's the fatal flaw. It could come back to bite them in the talkers, PJ.
Well, it could, and it is at the moment doing that. And the two you mentioned are holding up the ship. Vesia has been amazing. He's just been
Amazing.
amazing and coming in and doing his job.
Yuko's favorite player on the Dodgers
Well, yeah, I mean,
is Alex Vesia. She loves the look of the
yeah,
fury that he exudes, the emotion, the passione corrisone. That's what a relief pitcher should be.
that's what you,
All of the mad Hungarian Al Hrabowski, back in the day.
yes,
Vesia, we love you, man.
yeah,
Vesia, that passion. That's what
yeah,
it's about.
yeah,
And speaking of passion, and
yes.
speaking of what it's all about, sumo down to the final day of the 15-day tournament from Nagoya,
A great diaper
Nagoya,
one.
Japan.
Yes,
PJ, unbelievable. Gangmyuk's sumo
yes.
rank and filers can win the tournament. Both Yokozunas lost. They're out of it. Onosato, defending champion, he's lost.
Wow.
He's lost.
He's out.
He's out.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Yokozuna out with injury. Until I'll show you withdrew in the fourth day. They were both out. They lost on the same day. Two Yokozunas losing on the same day. Unheard of.
I
It's
think I saw the Yokozunas. They were at the Panda Express.
yeah.
They
A
they
big
had to
bowl of
shut the
Gohan, a
doors.
big
They
bowl of
cleaned them
rice. Are
out.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
But it's been unbelievable. But there's a Ukrainian giant who
Yeah.
shares who is very close to the top.
Yeah.
Ayushiki, and he has been unbelievable. He's athletic. He comes in low and he just grinds you and just thrusts you out. So Ayushiki has been the surprise of this tournament,
Yes.
and it's been unbelievable. And I'm losing the leader. Who is the leader of the tournament right now? It's Koto Shoho. Thank you, Yukes. She's a sumo expert. Koto Shoho at the
Okay.
top, 12-2, going to the 15th day. If he wins, Koto Shoho wins. He's out of Chiba, Japan. He's born in Japan. He's a native Japanese sumo wrestler. He would be the next winner of the Grand Sumo tournament, would be unbelievable.
Well, how do we see
Gong me,
this?
Yukes.
How do we see this?
Yeah, yeah.
How do we see this? The sumo wrestling. Where's the best venue to go to for this?
NHK, Japanese TV,
Okay.
four times a day. They run it at 9:30 in the morning. They run it 4:30. They run it at 9:30, 4:30 in the morning,
Oh,
4:30 afternoon, 9:30. So three times a day. Get your half hour of sumo highlights and just check it out. It's the sport of kings. It's the sport of queens. It's the sport of Brooklyn. It's the sport of the boroughs. It's my favorite sport, and I am so crazy about it. And I just love it. It's sacred. It's spiritual. It's ancient. And for 500-pound guys, it's going wild.
yeah.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. Crowds are wild. But again, get your sumo fix.
Well,
It's unbelievable.
we will check it out. We'll check it out.
And also, I know in closing, got
Yes.
to give some love to Venus Williams. At 45 years, fresh, creative, and
How
free,
about that? A
she
win.
wins a singles match
Yeah.
in DC. The oldest player
Yeah.
since Martina Navratilova at 48
Yeah.
won a match. And she also won a doubles match before
Right.
Venus went down. But that's an incredible accomplishment. So, mad love, Williams, straight out of Compton. Uh, Great victory. 45. I think she's going to play another tournament, but she went to the final 16 in DC before she lost to the 24th player in the world, a Polish girl. Uh, she went down, but straight set victory in our opening round. Congratulations, kudos to
Yes,
Venus. She's
it
not
was
Venus.
fun.
She's not Venus.
It was fun to watch her play again. It really was. But can you smell it? Can you actually smell the chili of our producer? He's Chris
Chris
Donovan.
Donovan is making chili
He's
today.
making chili. You can actually smell it.
Yeah,
It's he's going crazy with this. I don't know what he puts in it, but he's got some good ingredients in there. So we're all gonna have chili later.
it's a
Chris is
big day.
making the chili. Yeah.
It's a
Thank you,
big day.
Chris.
It's my sister's birthday. Chris is making chili.
Yes.
A graphics master, Dave Cardona, with our
Oh,
incredible graphics. We want to
he's
thank him. We
amazing.
want to thank Yuko Sakamoto, my beloved bride, for her
Yes.
amazing gongs, and contributing to the show all week, combing the internet, coming up with great stories. But again, it's a great sports week. NFL training camps,
Yep.
PJ.
Vic,
Be healthy. I just say be healthy to all our players because
Victor,
they make the league.
gong us out. Gong us out.
Gong me, Ukes. I'm feeling you.